Yeah, we're bringing something totally different. Atembo, tene nazo wavine wantu.
Malita, sundama bomali, kunanda, usasie kwazi, akupele na kwa mukati, lulaba, kaleza njazi, Africa ni weo, Africa, Africa, Africa.
Mvwani akwasu, aya ndiye mao tinalulira. Mvwani akwasu, mwambo wasu ukuti mvwani, seo tafuika. A pool of thoughts convened in silent recollections and pasts. But thoughts of silence and silences of realizations are realizations of tongues and timely tone, uprooted and transplanted, transported and transmitted to unlimited mutilations of communications. Now we sit and whisper and wait to decipher what name and what tongue shall be engraved on the raving darknesses. Is this not the despair we assumed was our home? The challenge of change, yet the recognition of the once thought dark name is regenerated. Mazgo gitu.
Malita, sundama bomali, kunanda, usasie kwazi, akupele na kwa mukati, lulaba, kaleza njazi, Africa ni weo, Africa, Africa, Africa.
Son, is this not the pain we fought throughout our prides? Yet when we ejaculated true tongues in true times, and when we evacuated truth tainted by time tortured, by unknown tongues, blank tongues, broken tides, we stopped and hoped the future had a right. Now fingers crossed and fires craving, we know these silences in these tongues, African, Southern. This is the name we aspired to read as we inspired our own bodies acquired. Barendo Nijume, Charo Menecho. Take a bow, for Africa is alive. Viva Lasso, Viva Africa. Mwana wangu, sunga mwambo, Charo ni chaso.
Malita, sunga mambo mali, kunanda, usasie kwazi, akupele na kwa mukati, lulaba, kaleza njazi, Africa ni weo. Malita, sunga mambo mali, kunanda, usasie kwazi, akupele na kwa mukati, lulaba, kaleza njazi, Africa ni weo, Africa, Africa, Africa. Oh, Africa,
the mother of civilizations.
Oh, Africa,
the true source of knowledge and wisdom.
Oh, Africa,
where life belongs.
Oh, Africa,
Africa indeed it is.
Africa ni weo. asie kwazi akupele na kwa mukati lulaba kaleza njazi yeah. Africa ni wewe Africa Africa Africa
mvwani akwasu aya ndiye mawu tinalulira.
We hope to do the best, and it is our hope that everyone who is here is going to enjoy this event. The exhibitions that are taking place right now, gastronomy, fashion, crafts, and everything else, the performances that will be taking place here, we hope that this will make us appreciate who we are even more. It is our hope that we will be happy to be here. I wish you well, and thanks once again to ECOSOCC for considering to partner with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. MOYO. As I've said, and supported the independence of African countries from colonialism and apartheid. Furthermore, Africa Day is also an opportunity to reflect on the progress made by the African Union in achieving its goals, especially with regard to protecting human rights and freedoms of Africans and attaining socio-economic, civil, political development of its member states to achieve inclusive and sustainable development and ensure the welfare and well-being of their peoples. This year's celebration also causes us to reflect on the life and achievements of one of Africa's and Zambia's finest patriarchs, late His Excellency Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, who until his passing was the only surviving founding father of the former OAU. I think I'll just share one short story. I'm reading the speech of Mr. Kerr, but we came here in 2016 to 2017. We had a meeting with Excellency Kenneth Kaunda, where we were discussing about the host agreement between Zambia and the African Union. So we had see how he was singing the AU anthem, and he asked everyone to sing the AU anthem. I think we can give him a standing ovation. Wherever he is, let's give him His Excellency Kenneth Kaunda a standing ovation. Wherever he is, he will hear us today. Thank you, Excellency. Wherever you are, you are in our mind, you are in our prayers. We are with you, and you are with us. So let us continue with the speech. Kenneth Kaunda worked alongside other gallant giants of Africa's liberation in establishing the organization that strived to free the whole continent from the shackles of colonialism. As we all know, he served as Zambia's first president and the chairman of the OAU from 1970 to 1973. Given that the theme of today's event is the tandem of the AU's theme for the year 2022, it is most befitting we accord emphasis on the importance of nutrition, especially in the post-pandemic era. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the theme of today's event is also relevant and in line with Aspiration 1 of the AU's Agenda 2063, which aims to actualize a prosperous Africa based on inclusive growth and sustainable development. Tied to attaining this goal is also the need to provide a high standard of living, quality of life, and well-being for all Africans, ensure good health, well-nourished citizens, promote modern agriculture for increased productivity and production. Today's event pushes us to remind ourselves of where Africa currently stands on this issue, as well as Africa's deficiency in agricultural production and nutrition. According to the World Vision Report as of 2020, more than 1/3 of the continent's population was reported as undernourished, and that the margin continues to widen to late. In the whole of Africa, it is reported that about 282 million people were experiencing hunger, more than double the proportion of any other region in the world. It goes without saying that this depletion in food security and nutrition across Africa also comes with the attendant delicacies from the various regions of Africa. So I encourage you, everyone, to appreciate Africa's culinary uniqueness and treat yourself to the variety of meals we have here today. God bless our beloved continent, Africa, and I wish you everyone a joyous celebration. End quote. So this is the speech, the opening remark from Mr. William Keru, the head of Secretariat. He is not here, but he will be joining us. But this is the message. I hope he joined us before the end of this event. So thank you. This is the message. So, end quote.
Africa, indeed it is.
African child, born with a skin as dark as chocolate, bright, brilliant, and strong, talented enough to achieve my dreams. I am an African child. Thank you.
My name is Tangana Tembani MOYO, and I'm going to perform a poem entitled Africa. Africa, my Africa. Africa of proud warriors in ancestral savannas. Africa of whom my grandmother sings on the banks of the distant river. I have never known, but your blood flows in my veins. Your beautiful black blood that irrigates the fields. The blood of your sweat. The sweat of your work. The work of your slavery. Africa, tell me Africa, is this your back that is unbent? This back that never breaks under the weight of humiliation. This back trembling with red scars and saying no to the whip under the midday sun. But a grey voice answers me, impetus child, that tree young and strong, that tree over there, splendidly alone amidst the white and faded flowers. This is your Africa, springing up anew, springing up patiently, obstinately, whose fruit bit by bit acquires the bitter taste of liberty. Thank you.
Commissioner of the Republic of Namibia, representing the Dean of the African Group of Ambassadors. So we invite you, Excellency, to deliver the statement on behalf of the Dean of the African Group of Ambassadors. Thank you, sir.
When you spoke about the sunlight, I am actually happy that we have this event outside, because there are so many European tourists flooding African countries just to come and sunbath. So as owners of these suns, we should be very happy that we have so much sunlight in Africa. So let's give ourselves a round of applause for a lot of sun that we have. Thank you very much, Excellency. My task is very simple. I've been delegated by the Dean of the African Group, His Excellency Siyabe Ndongo, High Commissioner of the Republic of Namibia, just to deliver his speech. He would have wanted to grace this event, but unfortunately something urgent came up at State House and then they had to rush there. So I'm just going to read the speech verbatimly. So Director of Ceremonies, Honorable Andrew Teyenkwa, Member of Parliament of Kapota Constituency, Ambassador Susan Sikaneta, thank you, Master William Kerry, Head of ECOSOCC Secretariat, Master Kani Maya, Director of Kalulu Kreativez, Mrs. Carol Jolombo, Senior Communications Officer of ECOSOCC, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, members of the media. Allow me to express my gratitude to African Union, ECOSOCC, and Kalulu Kreativez Center for organizing the commemoration of 59th anniversary of the African Day, and for all the guests for your participation. It is my delight to see that the theme of this year's Africa Day celebration is in line with AU theme for the year 2022, building resilience in nutrition on an African continent, accelerate the human capital, social and economic development. Today, 25th May, is an important date in our continent, as our founding fathers in 1963 established the Organization of African Union, with the ultimate objective of liberating Africa from colonialism, racism, and apartheid. In 2002, OAU was transformed into what we know today as the African Union. Since its establishment, the African Union has made several decisions and commitments on nutrition in the continent, in partnership with WHO, FAO, and UNICEF. AU established the African Task Force on Food and Nutrition Development in 1987 with the main objective to advocate and sensitize African policymakers on the role of food and nutrition security as basic input in socio-economic development of the continent. AU adopted the adoption of Maputo Declaration on Comprehensive Africa Agricultural Development Program under the NEPAD initiative in 2003. The declaration focused on increasing budgetary allocation for agriculture and to ensure a growth of agricultural output of at least 6% annually. during the October 2010 African Union Summit in Kampala, Uganda, AU designated October 30th as the Africa Day for Food and Nutrition Security to attract new commitments to ultimate goal of ending hunger in Africa. To recommit to the Comprehensive Africa Agricultural Development Program principles, AU heads of state and government adopted the Malabo Declaration in 2014 to provide effective leadership for the attainment of goals, among others, ending hunger, tripling intra-Africa trade in agricultural goods and services, and ensuring agriculture contributes significantly to poverty eradication or reduction. In the same year, 2014, AU endorsed the African Union Nutrition Champion, which calls for increased investment in nutrition sector across the continent. AU also adopted the African Union Regional Nutrition Strategy in 2016, which provide guidance to systematic and consistent efforts to eliminate the problems of hunger and malnutrition across the continent. AU endorsed the African Leaders for Nutrition Initiative in 2018, which champions the implementation of diverse policies and interventions to address malnutrition in all its forms through agriculture, food systems, among others. In partnership with African Leaders for Nutrition, AU also launched the Continental Nutrition Accountability Scorecard in 2019 to raise awareness and reinforce commitment for African governments to help end malnutrition. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, despite all these commitments, member states still face a huge problem in nutrition due to, among other factors, land and crop degradation, periodic drought and weather-related shocks, poverty, limited access to basic food staples and essential services, and population growth. The Continental Nutrition Accountability Scorecard proved that African continent still has problems in nutrition. According to the scorecard of 2019, the continent has half of its countries with high to very high, above 30% prevalence of childhood stunting. Only 7 member states have stunting rates below 19%. 15 member states have child wasting prevalence below 5%. 38 countries have women anemia prevalence rate of more than 30%. 18 member states have at least 50% of infants inclusively breastfed, and 20 member states have more than 70% prevalence rate for vitamin A supplementation. Malnutrition in Africa contributes to delay in African countries' economic and social development through its negative effects on development of human capital and its productivity. The malnutrition challenges have worsened with the existing global health crisis of COVID-19, as resources were diverted to fighting the virus at the expense of gains in reducing malnutrition, hence exposing African countries' weaknesses of health and food systems. The worsening of malnutrition in Africa calls for urgent action to strengthen resilience in nutrition and food security in order to preserve the gains made in reducing malnutrition, especially on the poor and vulnerable on the continent. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this year's theme calls for member states to increase efforts through building resilience, taking multi-sector and interdisciplinary approach, strengthening the link between agriculture and food, systematic change in improving nutrition, investing in nutrition and translating commitments into actions. This year's theme contributes to Agenda 2063 and more precisely to its aspirations, one which underlines nutrition as a vital component to achieve the Africa we want. Furthermore, the first goal of this aspiration is to actualize an Africa where its people enjoy a high standard of living, a quality of life, sound health, and well-being. The fifth goal, aspiration, also stresses the importance of modern agriculture for increased production, productivity, and value addition, contributes to farmer and national prosperity and Africa's collective food security. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the theme of today's event provides, among others, an opportunity to evaluate and to take stock of the progress made in the implementation of AU commitments on nutrition at national level and facilitate broad-based and inclusive consultation dialogue among all relevant stakeholders and policymakers, including parliamentarians, civil society organizations, women's groups, youth groups, farmers organizations, professional and academic institutions and associations, the private sector, the international organizations, to build multi-sectoral platform and to reach, map out practical solutions and pathways for accelerating the achievements of results. Africa has a vast amount of resources, among them its arable land and energetic youthful population, which can be leveraged in all aspects, including strengthening the nutrition and food security and human, social and economic capital development in Africa. As I conclude, I would like to thank the African Union, ECOSOCC, for putting this commemorative event together, and I want to thank you all for your participation in this commemoration of Africa Day. I would like to encourage us to continue in working towards the Africa that we want. Thank you, and may God bless you. Thank you very much.
Malita, sungama bo mali, kulanda, Usasie kwazi akupele na kwa mukati.
From here, we have bono. So there's fish, the catfish, there's meat, there's okra, there's the vegetables. This is the bono. Yeah. This one is pepper soup. Yeah. This is pepper soup. This is the goat meat. There's too much chili. And we call it pepper soup. Yeah. Yeah. Then this is the egusi. This is the seed. Yeah. This is our vegetable where you see all of, we don't even buy it. This is the bitter leaf. I don't know if you want to taste, to chew it. All right. Okay, so this is our usual jollof rice. Okay. We just blend it with spices. Let's run through. All right, all right.
East Africa, Kenya. This is mokimo.
Huh?
Mokimo.
Mokimo.
Yes, it's mashed potatoes, peas, and green bananas.
Okay.
Then this is chapati. Chapati is chapati. And this is
So this one is made of just flour or wait.
flour, salt, and cooking oil.
The one to see this.
This is called mokimo.
Okay, this is Mokimo from Kenya, and it's predominantly a local food source for the Kikuyu region from central Kenya. The Kikuyu, the Meru, the Embu, they prepare this. It is maize, fresh maize, put together with green beans, and it's mashed together with potatoes, sweet potatoes, and then it comes out. It has to be boiled.
This I can see.
Okay,
Banana.
this is bananas put together with meat. You cook them together, and this is chapati, wheat flour, and then they do it like the Indians do the. Yes. So this is our chapati, and this one is called pilau from the coastal region. Okay. They do pilau, which is rice cooked together with pieces of meat, and then it comes out. And then this is kachumbari. If you have a bit of Kenya, we do kachumbari with nyama choma. You know nyama choma? Yes. Nyama choma is meat that is barbecue. Okay. So you do this. It's tomatoes with what do you call it? Onions and a bit of pilipili or chili.
Yeah, this is Zambia. Yeah.
Here we have some. This is crushed maize. So this one you can eat it with sour milk. Crushed maize. Okay. The maize, then they crush it. So what? It's a root. It's a root from the southern province of Zambia. Then here we have some pumpkin leaves. Then here we have dumanda. Pumpkin leaves. Yes. No.
Pumpkin leaf.
Yes.
They eat pumpkin leaf.
Yes. You eat pumpkin leaves.
Oh, pumpkin leaf.
Yes. In local it's called chihuahua. Yeah. In local it's called chihuahua. Then this one is sindambi. On the western part, it grows in a very red stone for the LOZI, so they call it sindambi. When you go to the eastern province, it's called dumanda. It grows in a very greenish stone. You can cook it with plain with tomato and oil, or you can use groundnuts to mix and make a mixture as well.
So this is the leaf of this.
Yes, this is the leaf of this one. And then here we have some boiled beans, and we have some dried mushrooms. So the mushroom can be mixed with fresh groundnuts or peanut butter. We have caterpillar there. It can be eaten raw. This one. Yes, it can be eaten raw, fried, or boiled. And then we have the garden egg there, which locally we call it impwa. It can be eaten raw. Here in Zambia we don't eat it. We eat it. Yes. Nigeria we eat it raw.
They eat it in Nigeria.
Yes,
How do you call it in Nigeria? No, it's the local name.
The local name.
That's a Igba.
Igba, we call it Igba.
So here in Zambia, we rarely eat it. If someone eats it raw, they might even say maybe it's a pregnant woman. Yes.
This one?
Yes. Because of that taste that it has. We don't eat it raw. Yes. Then we have some pumpkin here. Then we have some